Thanks for joining us here on the Martech Minute. I'm Colin White with Martechers, and today I'm pleased to be joined by Wendy Pease. She's the owner of RapAlert International. Thanks for joining me today, Wendy.
Thanks for having me, Colin. Looking forward to it.
So RapAlert International is a web translation firm, or a translation firm in general, and I came into contact with you folks because you have some technology called RapAlert, which helps to streamline the translation or globalization process for websites. So tell us a little bit about how you came to create the RapAlert technology.
Well, what we have been finding is a lot of marketers are working really hard to create new content and always have something new up on the website and pushing it out and pushing it out. And it's fine when you have a lot of English speakers and they're writing it and putting it up. But then what was happening is the translated website or portions of the website were falling behind because they couldn't keep up with the translation. So it's been a very manual process. People do the translation, they get it up on the website, and then they have to send it out to the translation agency, the editor, if there's any in-house review, and then by the time it goes around in the circle and it's lots of emails back and forth, and then it's got to go up to the web posting person to get it up there, and then sometimes even a review of in-language person to make sure it's done right. So it's very cumbersome. It takes a long time. It takes a lot of internal resources. So we looked at that and we said, well, wait a minute, we're project management experts. This is what we do. So we created the RapAlert that helps with transweblation, is what we call it. And so when somebody posts something in English, it alerts us that that's been done, what copy needs to be translated, what language it needs to get it done. We take it through the process and then either work with the company as to whether they want us to upload it and check it and make sure it's right, or whether their web person is going to put it up.
Okay.
It's taken a 21-step process and moved it down to a 3-step process.
Nice. So yeah, I've worked with translation firms before, and in terms of creating globalize content in different languages for my websites, and there are translation firms I've worked with that have that manage the project very well. You give them the content, and there's a whole workflow that they can bring into play. But it sounds like you've really streamlined and automated that whole process. Do you have any metrics on how much faster you can get the content translated versus that sort of old school process?
It depends on the length of the content and what it was doing, but it used to take like 5 to 7 days, and now we've boiled it down to a couple of days. And but the other key to it is content is usually repurposed. So when we run it through our process, we run it through a translation memory. We keep the memory. So if you're reusing content, rather than having to retranslate it, we can pull it from the memory and then use that. So what that does is keep a consistency of voice. It streamlines the process and allows you to leverage what's already been done.
Okay. Can we drill in a little bit more into this concept of transweblation you mentioned? So that how do you define that, and how is that different from translation in general?
Well, transweblation we came up with because we were so focused on looking at what people are doing for marketing now, and that's they're translating their website, and we've seen it again and again with clients as they've developed this new website. It's in English. They take the copy, they send it off to get translated, they pop it up. And then they start adding the English copy. They're doing their social media posting, they're doing their blogs, and the translation side of it falls behind. So we're saying, okay, there's a whole process here that's transweblation. It's doing the original website, and then it's keeping up with quality postings in the other language. Because the whole other area to talk about is quality. You can put Google Translate on your website now, and instantaneously it can use machine translation, which is memory, and put it up there. But the quality's still not there. You still need human involvement to do that. So when we're looking at it, we're saying, okay, we can go dirt cheap, but low quality. But people want to buy from websites in their languages. So when you start looking at the metrics of success, if you do a high quality translation, it's a world of difference.
Right. Now, so you mentioned social media posts. Does the RapAlert technology work with social media sites as well as websites?
It does, if it's not instantaneous, like you put up a LinkedIn post and then it's going to be translated because you still need the human touch on it. So what we try to do is get our clients to really come up with their social media plan. Oftentimes the copy is written in advance and released. So if they do that, then we can translate it and have it ready for release at the same time.
Okay. And so just in terms of the timing of posts. So you mentioned that it streamlines the process of translating the content, but do you find your clients are okay with posting, some content today in English and then waiting a few more days until you have the globalized or translated content for their other local websites?
Yeah, because what's happening now is a lot of them aren't even getting the translated copy up, or they're waiting a much longer time. So it can come out on a staggered basis. It's just, let's define the process of what our expectations are and put that in.
Right. Okay. So what's the best way for marketers to get in touch with you folks? Do you have a trial of the RapAlert technology, or is it something that's a little bit more involved in that?
Yeah, it's a little bit more involved with that because we want to know, what their memory is, what their process is, and we want to break it down for them. So if they want to use internal resources, we can build that into the process. So they can certainly reach out to us on our website, rapporttranslations.com, or look me up on LinkedIn through Rapport International or Wendy Pease, or give us a call at 978-443-2540.
All right, great. Well, this has been interesting stuff. Wendy, thanks very much for joining us, and I wish you luck in the future.
All right, thank you so much. Pleasure to talk to you, Colin.